Prisma Lopez-Marin. Thank you for joining us today. A special meeting on Tuesday evening with the Jasper Public Library Board discussing the developments with the library side and regarding to the ongoing steps leading up to the Jasper Cultural Center. While the three components required to gain funds include the Jasper Public Library Board, Jasper's Arts Commission, and a private developer, at the same time, the side of the project is separate for each group, having to accomplish their individual requirements. For example, the library board must undergo protocol to be granted with a referendum later this year, but prior to that, there are still various tasks and actions to be established by the board, than simply waiting around for the referendum. Though there are various steps to be accomplished by each group, the library board displayed steps forward as they approved for the board president, Dean Vonderheide, to sign an agreement for an option to purchase the Hoosier Desk building property, as property owners Paul and Ken Sternberg have already signed their portion of the agreement. Now, this is only an option to purchase. The official outcome of requiring the property is dependent on the referendum. Jasper Library Director Christine Golden speaks on the data that was also presented at the special meeting created by Umbug and Associates Group about an estimated look at the Go-bound taxpayer impact analysis.
The other thing we talked about tonight really was the fact that we want to get feedback from the board and also the public on what the appetite is for the different length terms of the bond. There, with interest rates being what they are now, there is serious consideration. Typically in the past, a lot of bonds have been at the 19-20 year range, but with interest rates now, the jump in prices per month to go to a 15 or 10 year bond really are not as significant as you might have seen in the past.
This data demonstrates a 10, 15, and 19-year interest expense as well as the estimated monthly taxpayer impact depending on categories such as median homes, farmland, and rental and commercial property. The figures in this data are not concrete but simply provide an estimated outlook of what it would mean to be involved as a taxpayer. Golden assures that the board has the intention to be very upfront with the community with the information that they have and could provide if anyone has questions, as the outcome of the project involves all to participate.
What happens then is that's what really kickstarts all of our marketing campaign and really just trying to make people understand. That's the biggest question we always get. How much is this going to cost me as an individual, as a business, as a farmer, as a taxpayer? So we'll be able to have that information available for anyone. The greatest thing we're going to do is we're going to have a calculator right on our website where you can go type in your house value, you can type it and then take all your deductions, find your net assessed value, and then figure out exactly what it would cost you to support the library project.
Golden hopes with information provided in meetings between the board and the public residents that the community can feel confident about their decision to support the Jasper Cultural Center. She and the board members encourage the public to contact them with any questions about this project, whether it has to deal with the data that was presented during the special meeting, because it does impact the everyday taxpayer, and also any questions about the overall project. Golden made clear that the residents in the city of Jasper and Bainbridge Township are not assisting in the contractual library in paying for the libraries in Du Bois, Birdseye, and Ferdinand. She explained that several comments have been made regarding recently about the residents in Bainbridge and Jasper paying for the Ferdinand's library. She said that property taxes from these areas only go to the Jasper Library. Officials with the Indiana Department of Transportation are reminding local motorists that starting tomorrow, April 1st, lane restrictions for a bridge on US 50 near Lagodi will be put in place. INDOT says beginning tomorrow, April 1st, and depending upon weather conditions, of course, contractors will restrict the US 50 bridge spanning a set of CSX railroad tracks about 2 miles east of the US 231 intersection. They say workers will be performing a rehabilitation of the bridge, including cleaning and pavement overlay. The bridge will be restricted to one lane during the duration of the project. Traffic will be controlled by temporary signals. A temporary barrier wall will be put in place as a safety measure for both the motoring public and contractor crews Work is expected to last until mid-July, again depending upon weather conditions, of course. During the restrictions, loads over 11 feet wide will need to find an alternate route. INDOT says restrictions will be in place around the clock. INDOT urges drivers to slow down and stay alert near crews that are working the area. For construction updates and traffic alerts, follow INDOT on Facebook at www.facebook.com/INDOT Vincent's District and Twitter at www.twitter.com/INDOT Southwest, or access INDOT's TrafficWise website at indot.carsprogram.org. Women aiming for government offices has not been a recent movement, but has been sought by rising leaders throughout history. For the conclusion of the National Recognition of Women's History Month series, Nancy Eckerly, Executive Director of the Jasper Chamber of Commerce, as well as a City Council member, and Tammy Humbert, the DuBois County Emergency Management Director, are representing the local government sector for the series and for DuBois County. According to the National Women's History Museum, in 1972, Victoria Woodhull was the first woman to run for president of the United States on the Equal Rights Party ticket at the age of 34. Woodhull was born in Homer, Ohio, and was an advocate for equal education for women, women's right to vote, among other issues. At the time, Woodhull was unable to gain votes from some of her supporters, as women did not have the right to vote. In present day, we can observe the progress in society with women taking leadership in various government offices and capacities. Nancy Eckerly has been with the Chamber of Commerce for about 28 years and recently became part of the Jasper City Council. Eckerly has previously served on the City Council before being elected again for this year. In the past, she has also run for mayor. Eckerly provides her perspective about achieving a government role and establishing working relationships with other leaders.
And I believe that I have gained the respect of men in the community, but overall just people in the community. And you know, you have to, you don't just get that respect. You have to earn that respect no matter what position that you're in. So I always believe in working hard, in giving 110% of what I do and how I do it, and always coming up with new ideas. And I really feel that in a government position that you have to do that same thing. Once you get elected, you're not just there to fill up a seat. You are there to show leadership, to provide leadership, and to come up with new ideas and different ways of doing things maybe than had previously been done.
She adds that this applies to anyone, whether women or men, as long as individuals put their heart and soul into seeking a government position. With various leadership roles Eckerly is involved with, she also elaborates on the role the Chamber of Commerce provides the community.
We feel very strongly that we also need the individuals in the community to know that the Chamber is here. We're very active, and that we are also here for not only businesses but people. And so we distribute a lot of maps and brochures. We give out tourist information. We are a welcome mat for the community. So many times when a business person comes to town, and many times when a new person comes to town, the Chamber is the first place that they stop. And they want to know about the community, the history of the community, and just what direction our community is heading in. So I feel that that's so important, that we not only have all that information at our fingertips, but that we also have a nice presence. And so we have a nice building, we have a nice exterior of our building, and then when people come into our offices, they also comment so many times about what a nice office area that we have and how welcoming the Chamber is to them, either as a business person or as a new person or as just a tourist to the community.
She adds that while the Chamber of Commerce is a business organization, the Chamber also involves the everyday residents as they care to address the quality of life as well. In addition, since 1992, Tammy Humbert has been involved with her department and started in the secretary position, then proceeded to deputy director. She then assumed responsibilities of director of the department in 2010. Humbert has various responsibilities. Among those include the coordination for county resources, training for local responders with the goal to make sure the department is prepared for emergencies. And Humbert states her main objective is to save lives and property. Humbert states her experience working with other departments in the local government sector.
Well, Du Bois County government, I feel like, really does a very good job of it already. I feel like I wouldn't be in this position if that were not the case. So my office, speaking solely for me and my office, I am completely supported by my local government commissioners, county council members, etc. I mean, I have the utmost respect for them because they have that same respect for me. So I feel like Du Bois County is already ahead of the game.
As a leader in her position, she also encourages those seeking any government role to continue on to higher education.
I just think education is priority, and I think that any woman or any person needs to go out and get their education, because I think that will take you beyond your expectations, actually. I think that is just the priority. I think we can't just assume high school's enough anymore. It's not. I think we need to just further our education and take it as far as you can go. And I think you can succeed not only in government, but in any business.
While the national recognition of Women's History Month is marked until today, the impact of women and men leaders in the Du Bois County area is apparent through their everyday actions to improve the quality of life for the Jasper community. Stay tuned, weather and sports still to come on 18 WJTS News.